It's 3:14 in the morning. The room is dark. Your bladder is screaming. You swing your legs over the side of the bed, your bare feet hit the cold floor, and you shuffle to the bathroom for the second time tonight. Maybe the third. You stand there in the harsh light, half asleep, and you tell yourself the same lie you have been telling yourself for years. I'm getting older. This is normal. Everyone my age does this. That is a lie. Roughly 1 in 3 adults over the age of 50 wakes up 2 or more times a night to urinate. That is not aging. That is a specific, identifiable malfunction of one specific hormone. And here is the part nobody tells you. The pills your doctor reaches for are aimed at the wrong organ entirely. Your bladder is not the problem. Your prostate is not the problem. The problem is a tiny gland in your brain the size of a pea. And tonight, in the next 12 minutes, I am going to show you exactly how to switch it back on. I am Dr. Jack Reeve. 15 years of clinical practice. I have sat across from thousands of exhausted patients who were prescribed bladder relaxant pills, prostate medications, and adult absorbent products. None of those addressed the cause. The system makes money when you stay sick, not when you get better. Nobody at your next 12-minute appointment is going to walk you through what you are about to learn. There is no billing code for it. Before we go any further, subscribe to Dr. Jack Reeve and hit that like button. It takes 5 seconds. We are working toward 100,000 subscribers, and we are building this channel on one principle. Tell people the actual mechanism, give them the actual fix, and trust them to use it. That is the whole mission. Now let me be direct with you. The 2 beliefs I have to dismantle right now are these. Belief number 1. I drink too much water in the evening. That is what your spouse says. That is what your friends say. That is what most general practitioners say in a 30-second hallway encounter. It is wrong in roughly 70% of cases. People who drink almost nothing after dinner still get up 3 times. That is not a hydration problem. Belief number 2, it is age. Nothing can be done. That is completely, clinically, demonstrably false. The European Urology Journal published data on this directly. The mechanism that should silence your kidneys at night does not break with age. It gets blocked. Blocked by things you do every single evening without realizing it. Block removed, sleep returns. Full stop. Now the medicine. I am going to define every term I use, in plain English, as I go, because I want you to actually understand what is happening inside your own body tonight. Deep in your brain there is a structure called the hypothalamus, which simply means a small control center about the size of an almond that manages your water balance, your temperature, and your sleep timing. Every evening, as the light fades, your hypothalamus is supposed to send a signal to a nearby gland, the pituitary, to release a hormone into your blood. That hormone is called antidiuretic hormone. Doctors shorten it to ADH. You may also see it written as vasopressin, same molecule. ADH has one job at night. It tells your kidneys to slow down, to cut urine production by roughly half compared to daytime. That is why a healthy young person sleeps 8 hours and never gets up. The night watchman has been issued his instrument and the orders are clear. Hold the line until sunrise. After the age of 50, in most people, ADH output drops. Not catastrophically. Just enough that the signal becomes weak, and your kidneys keep working at a daytime pace through the night. That is the first layer of the problem. There is a second layer that is worse, and we will get to it. A few more terms you will hear me use. Nocturia, which simply means waking up at night to urinate. Nocturnal polyuria, which simply means your body produces too much urine specifically during the sleep window. And detrusor, which simply means the muscular wall of the bladder itself, the muscle that contracts when you go. Write those 4 down somewhere, you will see them. ADH, nocturia, nocturnal polyuria, detrusor. The rest of this video makes sense once you have those 4. Before we continue, there are symptoms that should send you to a doctor, not to a video. Know these. Blood in the urine, even once. A sudden burning pain when you urinate. A sharp escalation from one nighttime trip to 4 or 5 in a single week with no other changes in your life. If any of those apply, close this tab and book an appointment. If none of those apply, you can breathe. We are talking about the slow, dragged-out version of this problem. The version that is mechanical and reversible. There are exactly 5 things that block ADH from doing its job at night. 5. Most people are doing at least 3 of them every single evening. Let me name them. Blocker number 1. Alcohol. Even one glass of wine with dinner suppresses ADH for 4 to 6 hours. The evening drink is the single most common trigger I see in my clinical practice. People are convinced it is the volume of liquid. It is not. It is the molecule itself shutting off the hormonal signal. Blocker number 2. Caffeine after 2 in the afternoon. Caffeine has a half-life in the human body of 5 to 7 hours. A coffee at 3 in the afternoon is still pharmacologically active in your bloodstream at 10 at night. It blocks ADH and acts as a mild diuretic on top of that. 2 punches. Blocker number 3. Cold extremities at night. When your feet are cold, your peripheral blood vessels constrict, central blood pressure rises, and your kidneys read the pressure spike as an instruction to dump fluid. This is called cold-induced diuresis. It is documented in cold weather military medicine and almost completely ignored in ordinary clinical advice. Cold feet, full bladder. Blocker number 4. Hidden sodium. The single biggest factor for most adults. We will spend serious time on this in a moment because it is the part nobody connects. Blocker number 5. Blue light from screens after dark. The bright spectrum from your phone and television suppresses melatonin. And melatonin and ADH share part of the same nighttime hormonal cascade. Suppress one, you weaken the other. 2 hours of late-night scrolling is not just bad for your sleep architecture, it is direct interference with the Watchman's signal. 5 blockers. Now I want to tell you about a patient who walked into my office with all 5 of them firing at once. His name is Stefan, 64 years old, retired electrician, solid build, the kind of man who fixes his own roof and does not complain about anything. His wife dragged him to me. She said she had not slept through the night in 2 years because every time he got up, she woke up, and he was getting up 4 times. Stefan had already been to 2 specialists. The first prescribed a bladder relaxant. It made his mouth dry and did nothing for the nighttime trips. The second sent him for prostate imaging. His prostate was mildly enlarged, age-appropriate, not the kind of enlargement that explains 4 nighttime episodes. He was told it was age, told to drink less water in the evening, told to come back in 6 months. He came to me instead. I did not order a single test. I asked him 6 questions. What time do you have your last coffee? Around 4 in the afternoon, with a slice of cake. How much salt do you add to food? None. Never. My wife does not even keep a salt shaker on the table. What do you eat for dinner most nights? Soup from a packet, 2 slices of brown bread with cheese, sometimes a sausage, a pickle. Do you drink anything before bed? A glass of kefir every night. His mother taught him it was good for the gut. Do your feet get cold at night? Always, even in summer, he kicks off the blanket because his torso is warm, but his feet stay icy. What time do you stop looking at your phone? When the lights go out. There it was, 5 blockers, all 5, every night. Caffeine too late. Sodium overload from packet soup, bread, cheese, sausage and pickle. Kefir 30 minutes before bed. Cold feet. Blue light to the second of sleep. I did not give him a prescription. I gave him a protocol. 3 weeks later, his wife called me. She called me, not him, to say they had just slept 7 hours straight for the first time since his 60th birthday. He gets up once now. Sometimes not at all. That is not a miracle. That is physiology, not wishful thinking. Here is the picture I want you to hold in your head. Imagine a sponge, a large, soft sponge. All day, while you are upright and walking around, that sponge sits in the lowest part of your body, your ankles, your calves, the soft tissue around your shins. It quietly absorbs water, and the salt you ate at lunch and at 4 in the afternoon holds that water in place. Gravity keeps it down there. Then you lie down. The moment your body goes horizontal, that sponge is no longer at the bottom. It is now at the same level as your heart. Gravity stops pulling fluid down into it, and all the water it was holding starts squeezing back into your bloodstream. Your blood volume rises. Your kidneys read the rising volume as an emergency overflow signal. They flip into dump mode. And 90 minutes after you fall asleep, the alarm goes off in your bladder. That is the actual mechanism, not your bladder, not your prostate, a sponge in your legs, tipping its contents back into your blood the moment you lie flat. Your kidneys are doing exactly what they are supposed to do. The problem is that you loaded the sponge during the day and you never gave it a chance to drain before bed. That single image explains roughly 80% of nocturia in adults over 50. Hold it. 2 2 tests, both take under 30 seconds. Do them tonight. Test 1. The sock line test. Take off your socks at the end of the day before you eat dinner. Look at the band of skin where the sock elastic was sitting. Is there a visible indentation that stays there for more than 15 seconds? Press your thumb into the bone of your shin, hard, for 3 seconds. Lift your thumb. If a dent stays in the skin and slowly refills over 5 or 10 seconds, that is called a pitting edema, which simply means your tissues are holding extra fluid. That fluid is the sponge. That fluid is what is going to wake you up at 2 in the morning. Test 2. The shoe test. Were your shoes tighter at 6 in the evening than they were at 9 in the morning? If yes, and almost everyone over 50 answers yes, your legs accumulated fluid all day, the exact amount that is going to redistribute the moment you lie down. If you passed both tests with a clear no, your nocturia is probably driven by ADH suppression, not fluid redistribution. If you failed either, the protocol I am about to give you is going to change your nights. These are the foods and habits that actively sabotage your night. Cut them after 4 in the afternoon, not all day, just after 4. Hidden sodium, bread, cheese, packaged soup, deli meat, sausage, soy sauce, pickles, ready meals, anything in a packet or a tin. The average adult eats roughly 12 grams of salt a day. The recommended ceiling is 5. You are not oversalting your food at the table. You are eating it preloaded. Tomatoes and tomato-based dishes after 4. High potassium, acidic, directly irritating to the bladder lining. A bowl of marinara at 7 is a wake-up call at 2. Watermelon and watery fruit after 4. 92% water, plus natural diuretics, plus sugar that pulls extra fluid out of your tissues. A summer favorite, a nighttime disaster. Chocolate in the evening. Contains theobromine, a cousin of caffeine with a half-life of 6 to 10 hours. A chocolate dessert at 8 is still pharmacologically active at 3. Kefir and any large drink within 30 minutes of bed. Yes, even the healthy ones. A 250 milliliter glass of anything at bedtime is a guaranteed 2 a.m. wake-up. Now the cheap, available, actually effective additions. All from a normal grocery store. Raw pumpkin seeds, a small handful, about 30 grams, daily. Contain plant sterols that support pelvic floor muscle tone and reduce bladder lining irritation. Not roasted in oil, not salted. Plain. Fresh parsley, daytime only. 2 or 3 tablespoons chopped into a lunch salad. Mildly increases sodium excretion through the kidneys during the day, when you can afford it, so there is less left to redistribute at night. Dill seed tea, early evening. 1 teaspoon of dill seed in a small cup of hot water, steeped 15 minutes, drunk warm at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. Contains flavonoids with a mild antispasmodic effect on the detrusor muscle. The bladder calms down. Chamomile tea, no caffeine, small cup, 90 minutes before bed. Contains apigenin, which binds to the same receptors as mild calming agents and quiets the nerve signals coming up from the bladder. This is not a pill you swallow and forget about. This is a small daily reorganization of your kitchen. Here is what to do. I call this the 60-minute reset, and the entire thing is built around one central action, the one thing I promised in the title. We will get to that one thing in step 5. The first 4 steps make it work. Step 1, 4 p.m. The sodium cutoff. From 4 in the afternoon onward, you eat nothing prepackaged, nothing cured, nothing brined, nothing in a tin. Dinner is fresh, fish, eggs, poultry, steamed or roasted vegetables, a small portion of grain. If you season in the pot, never at the table. Step 2, 6 p.m. Walk after dinner. 20 to 30 minutes. Strolling pace, not exercise pace. Walking activates the calf muscle pump, which simply means your calf muscles squeeze the deep veins in your legs and push fluid out of the sponge and back into your bloodstream, while you are still upright, so your kidneys can clear it before bed. Step 3, 7:30 p.m. Legs up the wall. Lie on your back on the floor or your bed. Put your legs up against the wall or up on a stack of pillows so they are higher than your heart. Stay there 15 to 20 minutes. Drain the sponge before sleep, not during sleep. Step 4, 9 p.m., 60 minutes before bed. The fluid cutoff. This is the rule that gives the protocol its name. Your last meaningful sip of liquid is 60 minutes before lights out. Not 15, not 30, 60. Your kidneys need that hour to process whatever is already in your system. If you must take a medication at bedtime, take it with the smallest possible sip. 2 swallows, no more. And if you take a diuretic, please ask your doctor whether you can shift the dose to morning. That single conversation has changed more of my patients' lives than any prescription I have ever written. Step 5, 9:45 p.m. The double void. This is the one thing. This is the action the title promised you. Here is exactly how it works. 45 minutes after your last sip and roughly 15 minutes before you lie down, you go to the bathroom. You empty your bladder, normally, no straining. Then you stand up, wash your hands, and walk around your bedroom for 2 to 3 minutes. Maybe brush your teeth. Maybe lay out tomorrow's clothes. Then you go back to the bathroom and you go again. The second emptying is the entire point. The first time you go, your bladder muscle, your detrusor, stays slightly contracted, and 20 to 50 milliliters of urine remain inside. For an irritable bladder, that residual is enough to trigger a fake alarm at 1 or 2 in the morning. The walk relaxes the muscle. The second visit empties what the first one left behind. Your starting volume for the night is as close to zero as your body can get. That is the one thing. Double void, 15 minutes before sleep, after a 60-minute fluid cutoff, after a sodium-controlled dinner, after a calf pump walk and a legs-up drain. 5 steps. The first 4 exist to make the 5th one work. Before I give you the takeaway, do me one favor. How old are you? Write it in the comments. Just the number. I want to see which age group makes up the majority of our viewers, because it will directly shape what I cover in future videos. Are you in your 50s, 60s, 70s? Tell me below. It takes 5 seconds and it tells me exactly who I am talking to. Here is your takeaway. A concrete 7-step plan for tonight. After 4 p.m., no bread, no cheese, no deli meat, no packet soup, no pickles, no soy sauce. Walk for 20 minutes after dinner, strolling pace. Lie on the floor with your legs up the wall for 15 to 20 minutes around 7:30. Last meaningful drink at 9 p.m. 60 minutes before bed, no exceptions. Warm foot bath, 10 to 15 minutes, around 9:30. Water around 38 degrees Celsius. At 9:45, go to the bathroom, walk around. Go again. The double void. Wear socks to bed. Cold feet trigger fluid dump. 7 steps. 20 minutes of actual added effort. Every night. Watch what happens in the first 10 days. Let me be direct with you one more time. 15 years of clinical practice, and I can tell you that no doctor in a 12-minute appointment is going to walk you through what you just heard. There is no billing code for "we sat down and rebuilt your evening." There is no insurance reimbursement for teaching a patient about ADH and the calf muscle pump. There is a billing code for prescribing a bladder relaxant. There is a billing code for prostate imaging. There is no code for the double void. Your body is not broken. The watchman is still there. He is just being shouted over every evening by salt, by caffeine, by a glass of something at the wrong moment, by cold feet, by a phone screen at midnight. Quiet the noise and the watchman goes back to work. He does not need you to thank him. He just needs you to stop interrupting him. I profit from you not needing me anymore. That is the entire point of this channel. Subscribe to Dr. Jack Reeve and hit the like button. We are working toward 100,000 subscribers, and we are getting there one viewer who finally slept 8 hours at a time. Tonight, do the protocol. Tomorrow morning, come back here and tell me how many times you got up. I want to read it, sleep well, and finally good morning.